Hi, hello, and good evening. Welcome to the Rajeev YSR Show. Wish you a very happy new year, all of you. Uh, I hope you're all doing good. Last year has been, I would say, an adventurous year for many of us. Some of us might have lost our loved ones, but yet we are all here alive and happy by the grace of God. So let's all be thankful to God. And how many of you are waiting for today's Raju YSR show? Whichever platform you're watching from, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So whichever platform you're watching from, you might type a hi there, and you can also say you are joining to the live Raju YSR live show. I'm sure some of you would have seen the teaser that I have released regarding the product market fit. Some of my friends reached out to me personally and then said, "Hey, you know what? That's really innovative and different." And yes, I too liked it, the product market fit. And how many of you are interested about or excited about today's topic, that is the product market fit? Type it down. I would like to see your comments. This is a very interesting topic. The simple reason because it is. I mean, any business to really run, of course, sales and business development is one important aspect, and the other important aspect is your product. Because only if your product is good and if your product is rightly fitting into the market, you can actually increase the sales. You can actually increase the top line. So this is Rajeev YSR. A quick introduction about myself. I'm a bachelor's master's from IIT Madras, 2010 batch. Worked with organizations such as TVS Motors Company, Bosch, Mahindra and Mahindra, Topper.com, previously Gati, and right now I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Avan India and Director to TCI Finance, which is a listed company. So throughout my 11 years of career, I've been working closely with, I'm an engineer by qualification and entrepreneur at heart. I've been closely working with development, product, business, sales, and right now I'm handling the P&L. So kind of I have exposure to all the elements of it, and the module that I'm going to share right now, the module that I'm going to present right now, this doesn't exist in any syllabus books because this is completely taken from my own learnings and my own experience. Of course, I have done the needed basic preliminary study in terms of the needed literature, but majority of it is straight from the horse's mouth. And the beauty here is this will also help many of you, especially if you're a student. It will help you to understand what exactly is this PMF slash product market fit is. If you are a professional and you are into product development or product management or project management, you will definitely have this handy. You would definitely like this handy. And if you are an entrepreneur, then you can always apply these thoughts to your own product and then understand whether you're going in the right direction, right? So without much delay, shall we proceed? If we were to proceed, I want to see. Okay, hi, Job Thomas, yes, and Umesh Mishra, good evening, Umesh. Praveen Sambari, good evening, Mr. Praveen. I mean, great to see you all. This software, I can see your comments, but unfortunately, I cannot respond to your comments on this. I'm working on that particular thing too, but very soon we will find a solution as well. But I will try to respond over chat while we continue this, right? So those who are watching on LinkedIn, my suggestion to like and share it on your screen, which is again very helpful. So without much delay, let's move on. Let me share my screen and we will get into the product market fit. Yeah, let me connect to the screen. Yeah. So I'm sure now you can see the screen, and without much delay, let's move on to this product market fit. Yeah. So what exactly is the product market fit? On the simpler terms, it is definitely, yes, the product on one hand and then the market on the other hand, and both put together is the product market fit. Well, it seems really really simple, but then this is very very beautiful thing for us to understand. Now let's get into the details. Okay, now first poll to all of you, right? Answer this question on the chat bot. Which of these three is the main cause for failures of any startup? Option 1 is lack of funds, option 2 is poor team, option 3 is lack of product market fit. Yeah. Yes. Which of them is one of the main reasons for the failure of startups? Yeah, let me know your options on the chat bot. Conducted one, yeah, option 3, product market fit. Hey, hi Ashok, good to see you. Yeah. Well, you don't have to answer it as product market fit because the topic is product market fit. You can, of course, be honest to your understanding. But I have conducted a similar survey on LinkedIn, and also I've also looked at different surveys what they speak on the literature, and this is one main reason. I'm not sure if you're not able to see, but let me expand the screen for you. Yeah. Okay. So why majority of the startups fail? Yeah, these are the top 20 reasons why startups fail. One is no market read, run out of cash, not the right time, get out completed, out competed, pricing, cost issue. But then if you look at the top 42%, the reason for, I mean, 42% of people say, or the survey says that no market need. The other terminology for this no market need is nothing but the product, or the product did not actually fulfill its product market fit, and hence it becomes really really important for us to understand what this product market fit is all about and see where we are heading in terms of our own product market fit, right? So let's move on. Okay, I don't think you're able to see it completely. uh, Let me take it. Yeah, I think this is much better. Yeah. Now, as I said, I've also conducted a LinkedIn survey, and LinkedIn survey also is very close to what the literature has got to say. This is again 44% of people say that majority of the startups fail because of the product market fit, and hence it is very important if you're working in a startup or you're working in any organization, product market fit or even a corporate world doesn't really matter, right? Or if you have your own organization, right? Product market fit is very 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 important. Now let's move on. As I said, close to 50% contribution in terms of the reasoning of why startups fail goes to product market fit. Okay. Now I've and I think most of you also said Ashok, Job Thomas, and Praveen Sambari. I mean, you all said it is product market fit. You're absolutely right. Now let's move on. The three pillars of startup, right? I always call this whenever I'm asked what is the what could be the secret for success and how do you think we should succeed. Then I would say there are three P's. One is product. You need to have the right cause and the right reason why your startup exists in the first place. Second one is, of course, people, the right combination of people to come along with you, to work along with you. And third one is processes which are automated, which are prudent, and which make this people independent. You both need people, at the same time you need processes to make them independent, especially to scale it up, right? How many of you agree with these three P's of startup? If you agree, say give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up to the live that's going, right? Either on LinkedIn or on Facebook. Okay. So when you get these three P's right, the product, people, and the process, when you get this right, then your startup is bound to succeed. There is no second thought about it, right? Now, again, as we said, when we continue, we are talking about that particular P. We will not talk about people and process in this episode. Probably we will take it up for some other time. But we are talking about product, and which contributes to 42% of right the reasons why startups fail. So embrace yourself, fasten your seatbelts, and then just let's get ready. I am excited. Are you excited? If you are excited, also type it down. Excited. I do not want this to be a monologue. Unfortunately, this is not a webinar where we can come together, discuss, and talk. But since it is happening on live, I want you to interact through the chat. Yeah, I have another system through which I'm interacting on the chat. So type it down. Right. So let's move on. So what is the agenda for the day? The agenda for the day is we will talk about what product market fit is. We also talk about what is the customer journey map. How does the customer journey look like? Then we talk about the product pricing. How do we price the product? We also talk about different models, revenue models that any startup might kind of deploy or adopt. We also will understand how customers interact with your product, which is more like the UI and UX. See, though the topic is product market fit, look at the number of subtopics that I'm covering. And this is all very important, especially if you are into business development and sales and product development, right? Your customer journey roadmap, your product, how do you price your product? What are the different models that you will consider? All these things are very, very important. So without much delay, let's move on. Okay. So product market fit. Yeah. Right. Yeah, this is, I'm sure we don't use this much now, but look at there is something that I would like to drive here. Look at this product. It's an inverter AC with 3D cooling technology, antibacterial technology, self cleaning, AI driven, motion based, and surround cooling. Some of the best technical specifications any air condition might have. I mean, from the product perspective, it is the best and it is excellent. Okay. Now, suppose, imagine that's the market that you're talking about. Imagine that's the market that you're talking about. Will you be interested? Will you be interested to buy that particular product if that is the market that you're talking about? Yeah, definitely. Though the product is fantastic and absolutely great, but then the market doesn't fit. Let us assume this is the market, right? Market is something like the desert. And see, you are selling a product which is a very, very good for, especially useful for those climates which is really chill and cold. Do you think this product and the market fit? Yeah, I want to hear from you. I'm checking the chats and here, and then so I'll be responding to you, so you can continue to interact. Yeah. Yeah, let's move on. So, what is the right answer? Yes, this is the right one, right? For the product market fit, when we are talking about product market fit, this is the right one. And when you're talking about this is the right one. Now, I always like this particular example to give. I do not know why, but I always say that it is a very, very important for us to learn from nature, to really learn from nature. And this is what I believe we should be doing. Look at this. Look at this, right? Look at the polar bear. Look at the birds in the air. Look at the fish. Look at them. All of them, in fact, all of them, including the camel, right? All of them, when you look when you look at them in terms of the market that they are into, I mean, look at the environment as market, they are the perfect fit, right? So for us to learn, we have no other better teacher than the nature who is teaching us. So nature is the best teacher for product market fit, and we will continue to learn from it. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so these are some of the feedbacks that I've been getting, but that's okay. We'll not focus then. So then you might ask, let me ask this question to you. In between product and market, right? When we are talking about product market fit and in between product and market, which comes first, product or market? I really want to see which comes first, product or market. If it is product, type product. If it is market, type market. If you are on LinkedIn, if it is product, press a click like, and if you are saying it is market, you can click the claps icon. I hope whosoever has joined, whether it on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, I hope you have shared that particular channel on your page right now. Yeah, let's move on. I'm sure you would have written yes. I see some of the answers. Some people say it is product, some people say it is market. This is always a chicken or egg story, right? Which one should come first, whether it should be the product or whether it should be the market? Should I first look at the market, understand what the requirement of the market, and get into this, or should I kind of just bring the product and then find out the market for it? Yeah, let's move on. Definitely, as I said, the answer is very clear. Whoever has typed market, kudos to you. You have got the right answer. First thing that comes into picture is market. Because why market? Because market is the one that defines the need of any product, that defines the success of any product, that defines everything of any product, right? And hence, in the product market fit, it is always market that comes first. And then let us see what we have in store in terms of market and what are all different things. Okay, I always like this whenever, I mean, there are different kinds of pedagogies, ways of teaching, and I always like these kind of shortcuts since my childhood, right? I used to memorize formulas, right? Through these, I used to really memorize the both the organic chemistry formula, mathematics formula, everything through these kind of shortcuts, right? And now, while we are going to learn market, I really want you to look at this, right? That's your palm. Yeah, that's your palm. Okay, now thumb, P for prowl, A for articulating it, L for looking out, M stands for multiplying, S stands for scaling, right? Repeat with me, palms, P for prowling, A for articulation, L for lookout, 4 for multiply, and S for scaling. And we will understand what this is in terms of identifying the market and understanding the market, right? Now, in the market, when you are about to look into the opportunity, when you really want to understand what exactly opportunity that you have, you should always explore and identify more like a prowling lion. Prowling lion, you know how lions, when they are good, when they are at hunting, how they do, they kind of prowl everywhere. They kind of look at everything and then try to understand what's happening. You need to look out for opportunities like that. You need to look out for opportunities like a lion looks for its prey, right? That is how you need to look at it. You need to empathize with the customer. You should actually become a customer by yourself, right? You should reflect upon the pain points of the customer. Look at any of the startups that have started, right? Including Ola. How Ola has started, when the founders once were going elsewhere, they were stuck in their car, and then they only thought, hey, you know what, we are stuck in this midway, right? Belongs to no one's place. Now if at all we need help, we actually need to wait and depend upon somebody who goes by the road. Why can't I call a cab, or why can't I book a cab and then the cab reaches to my location? Was the problem statement. And then we know how Ola existed. Correct? Yeah. So you need to empathize like a customer. You need to think like a customer, and only then you'll be able to identify the opportunities. Right now, I'm also going to give you few techniques and few methods of how do you identify different opportunities. Okay, there is again a 4-step formula, right? How many of you also like this kind of learning, right, where it is all simplified in terms of synonyms, it is simplified into steps? If you like such kind of learning, say yes, I like, on the comment box. Yeah, great. Let's move on. What are those 4 steps through which you can kind of understand what I'm trying to talk? So now let me make it bigger. I'm sure you're able to see. If you're not able to see, let me make this the large screen. Yeah, you can see this now, right? Yeah, watch this. This is very important. The first one is in terms of understanding, in terms of the 4-step formula. The foremost important thing is you always need to look at the government policies and then the way the government is progressing, right? Now I will of course share certain examples from my own learning and my own understand, I mean my own field of work, but I'm sure you can also relate with your field of work. Okay, so how do you identify opportunities? How do you understand whether their opportunity exists? You always need to have a look at the government policies, right? For example, I work in the field of electric vehicles, electric mobility, right? When we started at Kati, when we started the electric vehicle division, first thing what I have started with, I went to the 5-year policies of the country. Then by the time Niti Aayog was formed, and Niti Aayog released a plan called National Electric Mobility Mission Plan, which defines the directions of the country, which defines the directions of the nation, what the nation should do. It was almost, I would say, 7-8 years ago, this particular thing was launched. And that becomes a guiding principle for electric vehicle industry. Okay. And example, government policies, right? How Paytm leveraged on demonetization. Paytm was closely watching, right? Until then, Paytm we were all using to book flights, to book flight tickets, to make recharges, to pay mobile bills, and of course some kind of shopping. But you know what happened overnight of demonetization, when our great Prime Minister came onto the show and then on live and then said, Mitro, from tomorrow onwards, 500 and 1,000 rupees notes are banned. I'm not sure if you are aware of it. The very next day, when I went to the Mandi, I was at the time working with Mahindra and Mahindra in Mumbai. The very next day, when I went to Mandi, every vendor, every vegetable vendor, every vegetable cart has got that Paytm QR code. I'm sure some of you also would have witnessed that, right? Now that's the kind of right now that's the kind of opportunity, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, right? That's what I mean by keeping a very, very close watch on what the government has got to say, and how one should really keep a close watch on this. Yeah, let's continue and let's move on. Let's continue and move on. Okay, now For example, civil aviation, right? I spoke about a product called Avan Excess Baggage, that which we have started, right? Now, even in that, what is this Udan? Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, right? That's again a plan that was launched by the Aviation Authority of India. It is more to do with the regional connectivity scheme, right? So then we know the story of Adani's, how they took over almost all the airports from Airport Authority of India, right? Because they know that the next revolution of this regional connectivity is going to come from tier 2, tier 3 cities, and then they have taken Mangalore, they have taken Lucknow, they have taken Goa, they're there everywhere, right? That is what I mean by keeping a close watch on policies and accordingly identifying your opportunities. Drones is another example. Especially, we have seen how drones have come handy during our pandemic lockdown. Police and people and administration use drones to kind of understand if there is any dense population elsewhere, anywhere, to kind of wave them off. Drones are also now used in defense, and a lot of policies are being released by government in terms of drones. If some of you who are watching is working on drones as a technology and a company, it is very, very important. And of course, during the COVID, the relief packages that were given to MSMEs, the crores of rupees, right, that were released to encourage Atmanirbhar Bharat. You're all aware what it is, right? So, among the first 4 steps, the first step is to understand what the government is working towards. What is the not just the opportunity, what is the direction of the government is. And the second most important thing is market trends. Yeah, what is the second most important thing? Market trends. You really need to understand how the market is progressing, and accordingly you have to take your move. Say, for example, as I said, right, look at Furlanco, Zoomcar, Rapido. Right now, why I'm taking these examples is because these are some of the examples which we can correct very easily. How many of you agreed with whatsoever I told, that the first step is to keep a close watch with the government? If you agree, type yes, I agree. Right? Now let's look into the market trends. Look at Furlanco, Zoomcar, Rapido, Bounce. Almost a decade ago, right? Almost a decade ago, none of these companies existed, did they? They didn't. Why? Because very recently we see, right, the generation that is just getting into the workforce now, right? You see that people are more experience driven, experience oriented than asset lifestyle oriented, right? Few decades ago, when you go to the previous generation, what would be the main aim of any person? The main aim of any person is, I need to buy a house, I need to buy a car, I need to settle down, correct? That would be the main aim, right? How many of you also have a similar aim? Say, yes, I have the same aim. Type it down. How many of you have similar aim? Type it down. But then you know how the world is progressing right now? People are more towards experiential. Why should I own house? Why should I own even furniture? Let me hire it on Furlanco. Why should I own car? Let me hire it on Zoom car. Why should I own bike? Let me hire it on Rapido or Bounce. On demand, right? Market trends. Again, the digital penetration is at the best at this point of time. Never as such before, right? The digital penetration is at its best at this point of time. Look at how e-commerce has grown, especially during pandemic. During pandemic, if at all any industry that flourished, it is 3. Number 1, e-commerce. Number 2, logistics. Number 3, e-learning. Anything that is to do with the Internet of Things, it worked, right? As I said, right, it's all Western influence to a certain extent, right? Holidays, travel, dine outs. For example, while I was working with Bosch, we had I was in Germany at the time, and we were going through a cultural transformational kind of a training or program or workshop, where people from different parts of the world, people from Russia, people from Australia, people from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Dubai, US, UK, right? I mean, not necessarily from Europe, but different parts of non-European countries were called in. And this is basically to help Indians and other nationals to understand the culture of Germany and the culture of working with German colleagues, right? Then they asked one single question, just to differentiate what the cultural difference would be. The question was number one: if you win a lottery of $1 million, which is roughly 7 crore rupees, what will you do? Was the question asked. Most of the Indian colleagues, including me, our answer was very, very simple. We would like to invest in a wonderful house, a nice car, and put as much money as possible into FD, fixed deposit. I'm asking that question to you guys who are watching. If you win a lottery for $1 million, what would you do? Type it down in the comment box. What will you do? Type it down. If you win $1 million lottery, yeah, as I said, right, some of our answers were buy a house, buy a car, and put rest of the things into FD. And you know what my colleagues from the Western world, their answers were? We will travel the whole world. We will invest into understanding different cultures. We will understand different geographies. We'll understand different aspects of life. You see, it is more from an experiential perspective than from a asset life perspective, right? That's how the market trends are, and we ought to respect that, and we ought to see how those are. I will take it as an opportunity to generate more revenue. Great, Ritesh. Great, great. Very nice. Excellent, excellent. Very nice. Good, good. Expand our business. Job Thomas. Correct, correct. See, that's what majority of us, right? But then the cultural difference was my colleagues in Germany said that, hey, you know what? We'll go for a world tour. I'll invest all of it and then go for a world tour, right? That's the kind of cultural difference. Now, we have seen as step one is what? Watching closely government policies. Step two, we said understanding the market trends. Step three is understanding the customer pain points, right? How many of you know a company called Akosha? It is a Bangalore-based company. This company basically works on behalf of the customers. They file complaints against the company. Say, for example, if suppose you booked a flight ticket through some aggregator, and I'm sure most of us would have reached out to customer care. We would have reached out to different layers in the hierarchy, but we would not have heard anything from that organization. Now, Akosha fights on your behalf. Akosha fights on your behalf with that corporate and ensure that you are compensated, right? That's a great, isn't it a great business opportunity? Yeah, it's a group of lawyers who are working on it, Bangalore based, right? Now, customer issues. Again, you remember 3-4 years ago, if you were to pay through Paytm, you have to scan one thing. If you were to pay through Phone Pay, you will have to scan another QR code. If you were to pay through, say, for example, Google Pay, you might have to scan one more QR code. But look at it now. Whatsoever QR code it is, you scan it, and whichever app it is, it accepts, right? Integration of all digital wallets. Someone would have thought about this customer issue, right? Don't you see? Now, I do not know which area you are working in. I do not know which part of which ecosystem that you are working in, but always keep watching for the opportunity. Again, Facebook, right? At one point of time, Facebook only used to have one button. What is that? Type it down. What is that one button Facebook used to have? Yeah, it is just the like button. Okay. Many a times I thought there were many posts which I never agreed with. I really wanted a thumbs down, but there was never such an emoticon, right? But then now you see Facebook not just like and thumbs down, right? It displays anger, it displays joy, it displays sadness. You can share that. Don't you think these are all evolved things which are closely monitored? Customer experiences are closely monitored, and accordingly these are developed. Of course it is, right? WhatsApp. Earlier we used to have WhatsApp only as a chat, and at maximum we used to have WhatsApp as an audio call. But right now, WhatsApp video call, file sharing, right? Similarly, Google Hangout doesn't have a screen share, but now it has. And at this point of time, if you see Facebook Live, you can go, but then you cannot share any screen. And though there are softwares to integrate, for example, I'm using one software to integrate all my Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, everything. But then if I want to respond on chat, I cannot respond. I can only view, right? So that means there are still a lot opportunities, lot many opportunities everywhere for improvement, and those can also be looked at as market opportunities. Now let's move on. Fourth and the most important thing is black swan events. Okay, I'm sure most of you know what black swan events are. Those are unexpected events which kind of occur and spoil the complete rhythm, disturb the complete rhythm. What is the latest black swan event that we have witnessed? Type it down. I'm sure this is an easy question, but I still want you to type it down. What is the latest black swan event that we have witnessed? Yeah, correct. COVID lockdown is the latest black swan event, right? And look at what happened because of this black swan event, right? Online education picked up. Schools never opened, but then still children are studying. Online education picked up. Virtual meetings, work from home. Earlier, there used to be days when any employee would go to their boss. I am talking about non-IT companies. Huh? Any conventional companies, any employee goes to the boss and then says, "Hey, you know what? I need to work from home." The boss would say, "No, no question of working from home." But right now, everybody is pleaded to work from home. Right? Look at the change. Now, COVID testing for research organizations. That's an opportunity for people, for those agencies who are testing for COVID, for those agencies who are working for a vaccine towards COVID, right? PPE manufacturing, Uber, Ola, right? Do you know that during the pandemic, Uber and Ola started delivering goods, if not people? They started tie-ups with Big Basket and Amazon, etc., and started delivering goods, right? So that is how you need to look at it. How many of you understood this four-step formula? And if you understood, mention on the comment box as yes, you have understood. And is it useful, the four-step formula? What is the first step? Type it down. Watch out for government policies. What is the second step? Look at the changing marketing style, marketing perspective, changing market. Third one, identify the customer issues. And fourth one, look out for black swan events. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is again another 2P fitment formula. What is the 2P fitment formula? The 2P fitment formula is a problem and the passion to solve the problem needs to match. The problem and the passion to solve the problem need to match. And when they match and when the fitment is perfect, that is when the opportunity and the strength match. And that is when miracles will happen. Do you agree? If you agree, type yes, I agree. Right? So, what is the comprehensive decision that I'm trying to bring it here is simple. For an entrepreneur, for a product manager, for a customer centric manager, for a key account manager, for whosoever it is working for the betterment or the welfare of the customer, and whoso that customer could be, this needs to be your thinking, right? That is number one. How do I solve a problem? The problem could be an existing problem or a non-existing problem that the mankind is facing in a new, better way, and in the process make money. That is all it's about, right? That's all actually entrepreneurship about, right? What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is simple. As an entrepreneur, I look out for opportunities where I can solve problems, and then as I solve problems in a new, better way, I start making money to myself. That's what entrepreneurship is all about, right? So far we have looked at market, right? Have you understood market in totality, in complete, in comprehensive at this point of time, right? If you have understood, mention in the comment box that yes, you have understood. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. So coming back to our PALMS formula, in the pursuit of understanding problem, in the pursuit of understanding product market fit, we looked at what this PROL is. Through PROL, we understood what market is, what are the different ways you can understand the opportunities in market, what is that 4-step formula, right? We have seen that. Now, the second one is A. What is it? Articulate. Okay. Now, I'm sure you would have heard this statement, right? A statement well defined or a problem well defined is half done. Whenever there is certainty and clarity in your approach, the work, you can assume that it is done. Majority of our efforts needs to get into simplifying the problem statement. Most of the times what we do, as soon as we get a problem, we kind of get to jump in, right? I can easily relate this to my days of preparing for IIT JEE, right? I have two kinds of friends. One kind of, two one kind of friends were, the minute they get a question paper, the minute they get a question, they'll start attempting to answer it, whether it is physics, mathematics, etc. I had other set of friends who were preparing for IIT, and they were like this. The minute they look at a question paper, the minute they look at a problem, they spend majority of the time to understand what the problem statement is. They kind of articulate that problem statement more than once in their mind. They arrive at a solution, and only then they start or they attempt to solve that particular question, right? Now, the general tendency for most of us is, the minute we get the problem statement, we are like, let's get to it and then let's solve it, right? But no, that shouldn't be the case. We should understand. We should completely understand what it is in the first place, and accordingly, we should identify the problem statement and we should articulate that. Let's move on. Let me put the screen slides. Okay, articulation, we have done it. Now, in this articulation, what we said is distill and define the problem statement. Your problem statement should be very, very clear, very, very defined, and it should never be generic, right? Most of the times, this is a very, very common mistake that we do. We kind of generalize things, and we try to be, the tendency to get into details is very less in majority of us. But then it is always true that the devil is always in details, right? Get to the layers like an onion, peel layer by layer, and distill and define what the problem statement that you're attempting to solve. Your problem statement should never be generic, but it should be specific. And what is the litmus test that you have arrived at the right problem statement? The litmus test is when you are able to easily explain and understand this particular problem to everybody else, to your fellow friends, colleagues, classmates, fellow entrepreneurs in the startup community. When you're able to explain it to them in so much of ease, that is when you will be able to that's a litmus test that you have exactly articulated the problem rightly. Let's move on. Okay, so we have looked at P, that is sprawling like a lion, and in that context we have seen what market is. We have seen 4 steps of market, how to identify an opportunity in the market. Second thing, we have looked at articulation. We understood how important it is to define the right problem statement. Third one, L, is looking for solutions, right? This is again, while I was in engineering, we had a professor called Professor Krishnamurthy, Dr. Krishnamurthy. He was our HOD in the first to third year. He was 3 years. He was our HOD. He always used to say one thing. You know what is smartness? Smartness is the ability to identify solutions from the existing things and not to reinvent the wheel, right? He would always make this statement: do not reinvent the wheel. How many of the times we are tempted to reinvent the wheel? We know that there is a solution that is available, but still we wanted to do it. Let me tell you an example, right? I worked with one of an e-learning company, and the temptation of that organization was to make everything in-house, while the CRM, right, the customer relationship, customer management software, the CRMs are already available and built by players like Salesforce, players like Zoho, players like Capture. They are specialized into it. The best thing is pick that particular CRM, deploy that into your organization and use it, right? But then the temptation is, no, I need certain customization, I need certain things, and hence I will build things on my own. Some cases it might work, but most cases it doesn't work. We need not reinvent the wheel. How many of you are doing the same thing in our current role? How many of you are reinventing the wheel without actually doing enough research and analysis on the available solutions in the market, right? Look for solution in the market. And once you look at the solution, if you think that the particular solution is not reaching your expectations, then you improve, you innovate in the same solution, and then you discover, right? That is how one needs to, that is how one optimizes resource utilization. Second thing is, don't ever depend on one single solution. Design multiple solutions and bounce off your solutions with your customers, right? And this is what the technical term for this is: design of experiments, right? Design multiple solutions and bounce off with your customers, bounce off with your friends who are facing that particular problem, and then check whether this particular solution is solving the problem that you intended to. And then the litmus test of how to understand whether you have arrived at the right solution, the litmus test is your solution should be very simple, it should be executable, and at the same time, if you really want to scale it, it should be scalable. Yeah. Now we are almost 45-50 minutes into the talk. I will talk. There are still so many other things. I do not want to rush them up now. I will probably continue this in the next episode, the product market fit 2. We will continue. But then I want you to all, right, mention if at all you have any questions, you have any points that you want me to focus upon, that you want me to discuss on the chat board. I'll be very, very happy to kind of answer and to kind of engage with you, right? What have we learned today? Okay, we have learned what a product, in terms of product market fit, we have learned what it is to be. Just a minute. Yeah. So what have we learned today? We have learned which comes first, product or market. Then we have clearly established that it is market that comes first. Then we have also looked at how to identify the market. In the process of how to identify the market, I've given you the 4-step formula. Going through the government policies, keeping a close watch on what are the different policy initiatives of the government, understanding the changing market trends, and understanding the customer pain points, and watching out for black swan events. We have also looked at multiple examples of how different organizations leveraged all these kind of things. Then we have also looked at a 5-step framework, which is called PALMS. P for prowling the market like a lion, right? Understanding what are all the possible things that you can do in the market to understand your opportunity. Then we also spoke about A, that is articulate. We clearly mentioned that articulation is nothing but the ability to define a problem statement as best, simplest way, right? And then L, we have also seen the lookout for success. As we've always mentioned, we need not always reinvent the wheel. We can kind of look out for success that is out there, right? Now, to my friends who are watching thank you very much. You have been there until now. Friends who are watching on LinkedIn and Facebook, please shoot out your questions. I'll be very happy to answer. And also, if there are any specific topics that you want me to cover, you may please continue to mention them. I'll be again very happy to curate that material and present it to you. Some of you might be wondering, why am I doing this Rajeev YSR show in the first place? The main reason why I'm doing this Rajeev YSR show for the first place is because I know that many of you who are there have got immense potential inside you. All you need is right guidance. All you need is a word of encouragement. All you need is just that push. And I'm here to give you that push so that you can achieve the 10x growth, right? And all these are attempts in that particular in that pursuit of this. So if you like this and if you are being benefited by the Rajeev YSR show, I strongly recommend that you share this particular show. You share about this particular show with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family, everybody. I'm sure people will be benefited. While I was doing my engineering during my early years of professional life, I never had a mentor like this, so accessible. I never, I mean, not many of us had got certain opportunities, and I wanted to be that support and that mentor to people who are looking for that help. And that's the only intent why I'm doing this Rajeev YSR show. It is definitely hectic because you need to work 9 to 6 on the job, come back, quickly change, and then set this whole thing up. But it's all, at the end of the day, I receive certain personal messages saying that, sir, I've gone through the session, I'm encouraged, I've learned, or I've used these particular points in cracking my interview, in cracking my examination, right? This really helped me to solve my startups problem. And those are the things that really encourage me, motivate me, and give me that push. Okay. Now, until we meet again, once again, thank you very much for all your support, love, and affection that you have been showing and sharing with me. Great catching up with you. Let's meet next week, Wednesday, exactly the same time, 7 p.m. on the Rajeev YSR show with the product market fit 2 or something else if it is, which I will inform you, right? Once again, thank you very much. Hi, Mandar. It is very, very great to see you, Mandar. Mandar, Job Thomas, Ritesh Agarwal, and Sundar Raj, Praveen Kumar, Ashok. Great to see you all. I'm only calling off names from LinkedIn. I'm sure Facebook also there are people who are watching and liking it. Jacqueline Cabra, and yeah, my wife Preeti also liked it. Great. So once again, thank you very much. Have a nice evening, and once again, wish you all a very, very successful and very, very prosperous new year. May you come even more stronger and even more, I would say, bolder in your approach in life. And I'm sure 2020 has taught us a lot, and we will learn from it and leverage. We will continue to cherish every small blessing that we have in our life. Once again, thank you very much. Choose. Bye bye. Rajeev YSR signing off from the Rajeev YSR show. Bye bye.